Broncos country, pay attention. Christmas isn't just turkey and gifts, it's decision day. On the 25th, Denver takes the field with a chance to turn an ordinary holiday into a historic chapter. A game that can put the AFC West back in their lap and change the course of the season in 60 minutes. If you're a real fan, today is the day to put on the orange, crank up the volume, and feel your heart race on every play. Because this isn't just another game. It's the kind of matchup that separates hope from conquest. Ready for a Christmas that's worth playoffs? The calendar reads December 25th, and in Denver, Christmas arrives with a different sound. Helmets colliding, fans holding their breath, and one single game capable of changing everything. For the Broncos, it's not just a party and a big dinner. It's a chance to win a gift that can redefine the entire season and the playoff race. Imagine waking up on the 25th, knowing that, in just a few hours, you can put both hands on the division's destiny. One misstep, and the narrative flips, from favorites to hunted. One hit, and the AFC West can finally return to orange and blue, something that hasn't happened since 2015. And the most curious part, this isn't just emotion, it's math. Every possession, every third down, and even the score from another stadium gets wrapped into the package. Today I'm going to guide you through this map, what's on the line, and why this holiday can become a turning point. Take a deep breath and come along. The Broncos' Christmas portal is open. They come in with a 12-3 record and the feeling that the top is close, but any slip-up turns into coal in the stocking. After a turbulent week, the question is simple and cruel. Will it be a Christmas of celebration or regret? In 60 minutes, the answer shows up. Week 16 brought a shock. The unexpected loss to the Jaguars, and that's where the script changes tone. What looked like a smooth road turned into a wet track, full of curves and low visibility. Even so, hope didn't die. The Broncos are still 12-3, and most importantly, they still control their own destiny in the AFC West. But that control comes with a huge asterisk. The margin for error shrank. Before, you could think about adjustments, learning from the stumble, and moving on. Now, every detail weighs like a poorly wrapped present. A fumble, a silly penalty, a pass that slips away by inches. The team enters Christmas knowing the pressure isn't only in the stands, it's on the clock, in the playbook, and in every player's head. And there's more. When you lose to an opponent nobody expected, you hand confidence to the teams chasing you. That's why the 25th won't be just a game. It'll be a maturity test. Will the Broncos respond with composure, or let nerves take over? The short turnaround removes the luxury of regret. The locker room has to flip the switch, fix mistakes, protect the ball, and play disciplined football. On Christmas, there is no later. Now turn the page and the most symbolic challenge appears, the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day. And no, this isn't just another game against a rival, it's the spot on the map marked with an X. The Chiefs come in 6-9, but a division rival doesn't play for the record. They play to ruin the other team's dream. And that makes the matchup even more dangerous. For Denver, the equation is straightforward. Winning on the 25th is the first real step towards securing the AFC West. Think about that weight. Since 2015, the Broncos haven't won the division title. In other words, an entire generation of fans has gotten used to watching the celebration happen in other cities. Beating the Chiefs on the holiday would be more than 2 points in the win column. It would be reclaiming territory, imposing respect, and sending a clear message. The division runs through us. And there's the psychological factor. After the stumble against the Jaguars, you need an immediate response. No slow start, no, let's see in the second half. It's a fast start, aggressive defense, and an offense managing risks. Because this Christmas, the road to January starts right here. If the win comes, the locker room leaves with momentum, and the standings start smiling at Denver again. But the map has a trap. Beating the Chiefs is necessary, but it might not be enough. Here's the detail that turns Christmas into real suspense. The Broncos' magic number is 2. In fan language, 2 more pushes to close the deal and lock the division door. The first push is clear, a Denver win on the 25th. The second, however, depends on another stage. For the AFC West title to be stamped on the holiday, the Chargers need to lose to the Texans. Yes. While the Broncos play, part of the fan base will have one eye on the TV and the other on their phone, refreshing the score, stats, and time remaining like it's a championship final. And why does that matter so much? Because that combination of results can seal the division before New Year's even arrives. It's not just being in a good spot in the standings. It's ending December with the destiny resolved, saving energy, avoiding risks, and entering January with total control of the narrative. But if that second push doesn't come, then the present arrives half-opened, and the story demands a final chapter. The question is, does the universe help on Christmas, or does it push everything to the January showdown, all the way to the end? And here comes the revelation that turns an ordinary holiday into a movie script. If the Broncos win on Christmas and the Chargers stumble against the Texans, the AFC West title belongs to Denver. In practice, the gift arrives wrapped in 2 ribbons, division glory and a guaranteed playoff spot. And depending on the record combinations, it could mean something even more valuable. Home field advantage, the detail that changes the weight of every postseason game. Do you see the scale? In a single day, the franchise can go from survive mode to take control mode. The fan base swaps anxiety for confidence. The roster swaps pressure for planning. Suddenly, December isn't a desperate sprint anymore. It's strategic preparation. But the climax has a darker side. If the win doesn't come, or if the Chargers win, destiny slips out of their hands and the decision moves to January in the head-to-head matchup. Then there's no safety net. One game becomes everything, and the psychological edge can switch sides. What looked like just football on Christmas becomes a crossroads. Either Denver closes the deal now, or enters the new year owing the hardest answer. And that's why every snap is worth gold. Right here. So I want to hear from you. What kind of Christmas do you think the Broncos will live? The perfect gift Christmas or the almost Christmas? Because from here on out, every scenario changes the tone of the season. Beat the Chiefs, plus Chargers lose to the Texans, and boom, Denver stamps the AFC West, enters the playoffs with momentum, and might even dream of home field advantage. Now, if one of those results fails, the decision slides into January and the head-to-head becomes the true division final. If you like this kind of NFL puzzle, do this. Jump into the comments and write which combo you're betting on for the 25th. Want me to lay out all possible scenarios, tiebreakers, and what changes week by week? Then hit the like button and share it with that friend who also root against the rival on their phone during the game. And of course, click to see the complete breakdown of every detail. Who needs to win, who needs to lose, and why a simple score in another stadium can decide the Broncos' story in 2026. Let's decode this Christmas that's worth an entire season together. Subscribe so you don't miss the game analysis and playoff projections. Now I want you with me. Comment Broncos Country down below and tell me your prediction for the Christmas game, score and player of the game. And if you want me to bring all the scenarios, combinations, and what changes in the AFC West race after the 25th, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the full breakdown. Let's live this Christmas together, because if we're getting a present, let it be a division title.